President-elect. Trump has nominated retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg to join his cabinet with a focus on the Russia-Ukraine war. Trump writing, quote, "I am very pleased to nominate General Keith Kellogg to serve as assistant to the President in Special Envoy for Ukraine and Russia. Together we will secure peace through strength and make America and the world safe again." Don Bremer is a former intelligence officer, Iraq veteran, and the founder and chairman of the Beer Group. And he joins me now. Don, good morning to you. So what do you think about General Kellogg being tapped to lead this newly formed role? Well, I congratulate General Kellogg on this role, and I think he'll do a splendid job. You know, he's highly decorated, highly respected in both military and intelligence circles, and this is the kind of strategic thinker that we need to put an end to these costly awards, especially the Ukraine conflict that America keeps writing a blank check for, with the president asking for yet another $24 billion just this week as he heads out the door. So here's some insight on how General Kellogg thinks about how to end this war. He writes in his strategy papers, "The United States would continue to arm Ukraine and strengthen its defenses to ensure Russia will make no further advances and will not attack again after a ceasefire or peace agreement. Further American military aid, however, will require Ukraine to participate in peace talks with Russia. So apparently he's thinking arm up Ukraine but get both sides to the negotiating table by." He also says putting NATO membership on hold. What do you think about that? I think the membership to NATO, while it would be something that Ukraine really wants, it would send a very contentious signal to Putin and to Russia. Right now it would prevent us from going to the negotiation table, and I think right now that in order to put it into this, we need to show that the West and the United States will support Ukraine. But both sides have to sit down at the table and realize that there has to be a place in the middle where they can meet. This war is exhausting the population of Ukraine. It's exhausting the population of Russia. Russia's now having to bring in troops from other countries, so we have to put an end to it. And I think sitting at the table that first time is exactly what it's going to take, and find out where they can find that common ground. There's another one to talk about, and the Biden administration is working with the Trump transition team to restore peace in the Middle East as they both try to hammer out an Israel-Hamas ceasefire before the new administration takes office. The Wall Street Journal writes that the Trump team has stayed quiet during the Israel-Hezbollah ceasefire as it brings mutual benefit to both administrations. Quote, "For Biden, a legacy-defying foreign policy win before he departs in January. And for Trump, one less global crisis that he will have to handle. Rare mutual understanding from the two political parties." What do you think? Well, I think it's a good sign, you know. Both gentlemen agreed that we would have a smooth transition, and as we saw earlier, America is fully supportive of this president. They believe that 60% that it's a smooth transition, and I hope it stays that way. Biden could use a win. He's had a really bad year. He was basically cancelled by his own party, and it's respectful of President Trump to sit back. Let him have this, both sides of Israel and Hamas. They realize what's on the other end of this if they don't come to an agreement. So I think it's in their best interest to put this to bed sooner rather than later. Well, Don, thank you so much for joining us, especially on Thanksgiving. We thank you for your service and all the service members out there, especially those serving today on a holiday. Happy Thanksgiving, Don Beamer. We appreciate you. I'm Steve DeWay. I'm Brian Kilmeade. And I'm Mainlou Earhart, and click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.